for having me here.
Oh, it's good to have you here because this is important to discuss. So in a nutshell, what is Recovery Day?
Well, it's our second annual event. It's going to be this Sunday, and it's all about bringing awareness to celebrate recovery, to see solutions, to have hope around recovery and addiction.
It's funny, the word celebrate is not usually associated with addiction, but obviously when you put the word recovery in there, that's all important and why it's important to shed a light on it. With that in mind, why is it important to talk about addiction? Because this is one of those things where, despite where we are in the 21st century, there's obviously a lot of stigma attached to individuals and family members, you know, surrounding someone who may be going through an addiction.
Well, Buffy, your amazing makeup artist, she said today, when somebody else tells me something about me that I can't express, I feel better about myself. So I said, I'm going to use it because the whole idea of Recovery Day is that people stand up and say, look at me, I was suffering, I was in pain, I was in confusion, and now my life is good, I have hope, I have meaning. So we want to let people know that it's a possibility and that people can come out of this horrible disease.
She's a wise woman, Buffy,
she is a wise woman.
Our makeup artist. With that in mind, in terms of warning signs or indicators that family members or friends may see in a loved one, in a friend, what should we look for if it comes to mind?
Well, look for mood swings, depression, loss of hair, red eyes, and change in peers. If it's a teenager, suddenly your son or daughter is hanging out with different people. Ask questions. Don't be. A lot of times, parents and family members, they know that something's off.
Right.
But they don't want to talk about it.
Well, and that's the key there, Shahar. People notice these indicators, they see these symptoms, if you will, in some cases when it comes to physical changes. But then the next step is, what do you do? Some people take the approach of confrontation. Other people go to the extent of intervention. What would your advice be as a clinical
I would
counselor?
say the first thing is don't judge.
Okay.
A lot of these people want to recover. They suffer from what is called a physiological addiction.
Right.
And we need to understand that. This is not somebody who just like, I don't care. This is somebody who's literally, his whole body is wrapped around, I need my next drink, I need my next drug.
Right.
So don't judge, talk respectfully, confront. I love you, I care about you, what are we going to do about this issue? It's not about you, it's about the disease. We take away the disease from the person.
Very interesting.
And we start to deal against this disease, not against the human being.
Right. So they look at it as, in some cases, a demon that they have to grapple with. So then do that. Take the addiction, demonize it, put it aside.
Put it aside. Okay. Nobody wants to destroy his life.
I'm interested to know about social media and the role that it plays in your work in particular in dealing with the challenges of addiction and ultimately getting to the recovery stage.
The powerful thing about social media is that we're taking away something that was in the closet, in the basement. We're saying, here it is. It's a phenomenon. Let's talk about it. Let's have conversations. Let's even fight, but not, you know what I mean? But we don't have to put it aside and be like, shh, all about it.
Right.
The first event last year was all about social media. People heard about it. People came because of social media. We want to use social media to get this event off the ground in 12 cities this year, which is quite amazing.
Amazing. Well, going back to what we were talking about, if you come up to the person who you think needs help and needs your support, you approach them and say, hey, I think there's something going on. If there's, and as we just went through the steps. But what if there's a reluctance on their part to embrace your help, to acknowledge what they're doing? Where do people go if there's a parent out there, a friend who may look to you and say,
talk to addiction counselor, go online, check forums, go to Facebook groups around addiction, read, get the knowledge, and then act from there. There's a great resources right now on the internet. I did some research myself to prepare for this.
Excellent.
Great stuff for parents, simple English, not complicated, not clinical. Get the knowledge, have power, act from there.
Shahar Rabi, pleasure to meet you, my friend.
Thank you very much.
To learn more about Recovery Day, visit our website, ctvmorninglive.ca.